Hello everyone, welcome to this month's Fisheries feedback. As you can see, Martin's not here. He's off sunning himself in far-flung places, and to be fair, I can't blame him. It's a bit taters at the minute. You can see my breath. A wise man said to me once that if you get up in the morning and you can see your breath, go back to bed. I don't think he's that far wrong. Anyway, so what we've been up to this month, it's been a busy month, but not particularly on the ground. We've got planning permission for the hatchery, which is a real bonus. All that sort of stuff came through, I think it was about a fortnight ago. So there's been a lot of work in the background, designing, redesigning, altering things. There's a few things we had to alter for the planning people to get it passed. We're now in the process of registering it as a fish farm with CFAS. We've got to sort our lease out with our landlords as well. So, you know, there's a lot of stuff sort of going on in the background, and you know, I mean, there's days when my head's been frying, doing figures, getting, you know, there's all sorts of things that we've got to sort of comply with, if you like, and we've got to sort of have all the facts and figures right in order to do that. So a lot of that's been going on, but the good thing is, you know, we're there. We've just now got to start the process of getting it built. We're still on course to have it all up and running by the end of March. That's our target. It's going to be tight, but you know, we'll be trying our best to get it done. On the sort of fishery sort of front, we've put some fish in along with the RDAA, and courtesy of the guys up at Calverton, we've put some fish into the Loddon. On our bit, I think we had something like about 200 barbel, 50 or 60 chub, a load of dace, just general sort of, you know, mix of river fish. It's part of a bigger plan that went out right across the Loddon. So upstream of our bit, there was a lot went on up there as well. So, you know, that's had a good injection of some fish. Now, they've been, the barbel particularly, have been tattooed. They'll have a little small blue dot just on their underside of their belly. It would be really, really good if you could report back either to me or to the agency directly when you catch one of these, and whereabouts you catch it, what sort of size, all that, as much information as you can get, because it's a good way for us to track where they're going, where they're holding up, and are they still there. So, you know, if you are an angler that fishes the Loddon quite a bit, just bear that in mind, and just when you've got the barbel on the bank, I mean, they've only gone in at sort of about a pound, 2 pounds, something like that. Just flip them over in your hands, see if they've got a blue dye on the bottom, a little dot on them. If they have, then, you know, let us know, because it's really important for longer term. The Friday Club has been up and running for 3 weeks now, and it's Friday today, and there's some guys out, you know, doing their thing. We could do with a few more, to be perfectly honest. It's been a bit slow this year, whether it's the weather or, you know, people have just got better things to be doing, but we could do with a few more. You get a free bake and roll and a cup of tea, and it's a good chance to come down, talk to like-minded people, get a few tips on angling, and help out at the same time. It's not hard work, you know, it's more of a social thing. It's about building communities and getting people together. So, you know, come down, even if you know, not planning to do anything, come down, have a chat, and just bolster them numbers up a little bit. The other thing we've been doing, winter's here, so, you know, all of our tractors and streamers and all the other bits and pieces are away, so we've been busy servicing those. So, you know, we've been going through gallons of oil and filters and this, that and the other. So, you know, it's really a sort of a changeover month where sort of, you know, we put all the big stuff away, and that'll be tucked up for the winter, and, you know, we're sort of doing reactive sort of stuff this time of the year. Obviously that's until the hatchery stuff goes. Once the hatchery is up together, we're going to be sort of fully committed to getting that on, so we don't want to be starting too much at the moment. So that's it. That's about all that's been going on this month. I think it's now time to have a look at the gallery. Well, you can certainly see there's been some fish caught this month. It's been dominated by chub and barbel. I think where we've had that sort of later autumn, and that coupled with the fact that there was low water throughout the summer and what have you, as soon as the rivers have had a little bit of water, it's stayed fairly mild. The barbel have really switched on. The chub are now starting to come on as well, so you know that's the majority of the photos, as you can see, and what some fish there was in there as well. You know, for a river that is reputedly as not having any fish in it, it's not doing too bad. Obviously the pike sort of season is in full swing as well, and there's a few pike in there. So yeah, it's all looking sort of really good for the rest of the winter. And although it's a bit chilly today, it's still quite mild. So you know, get yourselves out there and at least try. You know, watch the conditions a little bit and at least try. I mean, some of the fish that of note is, you know, I mean, Darius keeps catching pike. I mean, I'd hate to think how many he's caught, you know, this year. He's regular as clockwork. He puts in some decent photos of some nice pike. The other one, Phil Wallace and his mate Keith Rogers. They had a day up at Sonning. I mean, that's what fishing's all about. Two guys going and enjoying their own company and, you know, chewing the fat, catching some fish. I mean, what could be any better? Bob Cuthbertson, he had a long spell of blanks apparently, and he's had a fish to sort of break that blank run. And you know, what a lovely fish he's had there, you know, with a chub. This time of the year they're really obliging, so you know, well done Bob. Nigel McLaughlin as well, he put up a load of pictures of some barbel. I'm not sure whether they were this month or going into the other month, it doesn't really matter, but you know, he's had some really nice barbel, and you know, he's spending a little bit of time going into the darkness, and that seems to be doing it for him. So you know, well done Nigel. Sean's guard, I mean, he needs a mention. I mean, a big double figured barbel on a centre pin, doesn't get much better than that. Well done Sean. Dave Elliott with a trout. Now, you know, trout, a lot of people moan about the trout, but I tell you what, that is a fly angler's fish of a lifetime, that is. So you know, take it for what it's worth. You know, that is one hell of a fish, Paul, one of the bruvs, Paul Ironmonger, one of the bruvs, they're bailiffs. Anyone that fishes the rivers would have seen that, and it's really good to see him actually doing a bit of fishing. And he's had a nice bream out of the kennet. I don't know where it was from, but you know, well done, and keep up the good work with the bailiffing. You know, the unsung heroes of Redden District bailiffs. And Callum Gray, I mean, Callum Gray, I think I'm right in saying he's only really just got into his fishing, and well, he's putting some people to shame. You know, people that have been in the fishing game for 30-40 years aren't catching what he's catching. Could call it beginner's luck, don't know. I think his dad would probably tell you he's had a good teacher, but you know, well done Callum, keep it up. So, winner for this month, photo competition, best photo. Again, I'll stress it again, it's not a big fish competition, it's about the nicest photo. And for me, the nicest photo this month was Keith Rogers. He was fishing with his mate Phil Wallace up at Sonning after the pike, and I think we could all agree that's an absolutely cracking photograph of a pike and a happy angler. I don't know whether you give the award to the guy that took the photo or the guy that's in the photo, but you know, you can decide between you. So Keith Rogers, drop us a message, let us know whether you want the coarse fishing pack or the carp fishing pack, and that's all courtesy of Rod Hutchinson Bait Tackle, as always. Right, so prospects for the month, Jim. What we catching?
Definitely this month is going to be sort of your pike and your perch again. Your predatory species at the moment, they're really coming to their own, especially we've had a frost this month, so those pike are really going to be on it at the minute. They're going to be sourcing out these dead baits and that, so make sure if you're at the pits, don't be sitting in a swim too long. If the pike are there, you should have them pretty quickly, so don't be sitting in a swim for a couple of hours and just hoping it will happen. Stay on your toes, keep moving around for the pike and the perch. Barbel as well is going to be another thing. The rivers have got this bit of extra water in them now, and these barbel are certainly going to be on the feed. So again, don't be sitting in swims for too long. fish smelly baits, and you should be out there catching a few.
I reckon you should be sort of maybe looking at the weather forecast a little bit and sort of picking the better days.
Yeah, definitely.
Something like that. You know, when the weather is a little bit warmer,
yeah,
that sort of thing.
Yeah,
a bit more overcast.
Yeah, pick these milder evenings, especially once the especially the lake sort of side of things. The lakes have had through the days to warm up on these bright sunny days, so pick these warmer evenings. And if you're on the rivers, have a look at the flow gauges as well, because they can be a great indicator for how the river is before actually going there. So,
yeah, good stuff. What about the chub?
Yeah, the chub are definitely going to be coming into their own as well. I've seen on our Facebook recently, there's been a couple of guys up on the new Loddon stretch, and they've been getting quite a few nice chub as well. So, and there's obviously loads going up on the Facebook, lots of Kennet 6-pounders. So, there's definitely a few chub to be caught this month.
Excellent, brilliant. And the other thing, of course, take some decent clothing. There's no such thing as bad weather, only inappropriate clothing. So, you know, take some good clothing, take a flask with you, stay safe. Easy as that. Thanks a lot for watching, and hopefully next month we'll have our glorious leader back with us, maybe with a suntan. See you soon.
Keep the photos coming.
This month, I'll be chub fishing. Chub are I wish they were dead. They won't take my bread.